Yeovil are the Cinderella men, footballing underdogs who continually defy the odds. They don't care who they play. After all, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Brentford have been on the canvas twice, but it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Two teams who won't back down, going toe-to-toe with the championship on the line. They both want it. It's simply a question of who wants it more.
Yesterday's main event comes live from Wembley Stadium. It's the Empire League One playoff final between Brentford and Yeovil Town.
Thank you, Simon. Good afternoon. The next couple of hours will determine whether 9 months of sweat and toil for these two teams will end in glorious success or heartbreaking failure. This is the playoff final where the efforts of an entire season come down to 90 minutes of football. And as the players of Brentford and Yeovil step out into the most famous venue in the game, they know that a huge prize awaits the winners. Next season, they could be locking horns with massive clubs like Leeds United, Nottingham Forest, Bolton Wanderers, Derby County, to name just a few, in one of the most competitive leagues in the world. Not quite the richest game in football, as the Championship playoff final has been christened, but for clubs in this division, it's not far off. Andy, the playoff system, let's be honest, does have its critics, but on a day like this, with a big crowd and a terrific atmosphere, it does make a wonderful finale to the season. Are you a fan?
I'm a big fan. They are fantastic occasions, and they do have a feeling all their own, the playoffs, and the playoffs finals are really especially dramatic. It's torture for the fans and managers of the clubs involved, but for the neutral, they're always a great watch.
And what kind of game are you expecting today?
You look at the league table, third place, fourth. They're only separated by 2 points at the end of a long, hard season in League One, so it's going to be a very tight game. Yeovil beat Brentford twice during the regular season, but I don't think that counts for an awful lot. The game being at Wembley, it's whether these two sides can really concentrate, play their normal game.
Tom Adeyemi has recovered from the shoulder injury that forced him off in that game, and Marcelo Trotta is selected to partner leading scorer Clayton Donaldson in attack. Yeovil's journey to Wembley is one of the great stories of the season. A non-league outfit just 10 years ago, they claimed to have the smallest budget of any club in League One, and they started the campaign so badly that at one stage relegation looked more likely than promotion. That Yeovil have turned things around so dramatically is testament to their team spirit and the motivational powers of their manager Gary Johnson, who's picked the same team that saw them through both legs of their semi-final against Sheffield United. Strikers Paddy Madden and James Hayter have scored 38 goals between them this season.
Paddy Madden, a totally different centre-forward than Clayton Donaldson. James Hayter will lead the line, and Madden will just buzz around him looking to pick up the pieces. He has a knack of finding space in really crowded penalty areas. That's why he's League One's top scorer this season. He was quiet against Sheffield United in the semi-finals, but he could easily prove to be Yeovil's match winner this afternoon.
A place in the Championship is the prize at stake. Don't forget, extra time and penalties if required. The referee, as you've seen, the experienced Andy D'Urso. But Yeovil have brought almost 20,000 fans here today, and that is around half the town's entire population. Logan with the first header away there. Baraga getting an early touch as well. Both teams wearing their first choice playing kits today. Heavy challenge there by Luke Ayling, produces the game's first free kick. Owen's first clearance, not accurate. And the linesman flagging furiously. Referee Andy D'Urso gives the free kick to Yeovil.
It's very important players like Jamie McAllister and James Hayter too. Well, over 30s in this Yeovil side. It's a fairly young side, so you need players out there with the experience of big matches, and he's the last player that Gary Johnson want to lose at this stage. He'll certainly take a whack in the early stages here. Is it Clayton Donaldson? So I think it's a flailing arm. He just leads with the arm, Clayton Donaldson. He's looking at the ball, but his arm's certainly raised. And McAllister's brave going for the header. See, that's where he gets caught. On the side of the nose, that's painful.
Well, we saw a bit of blood spilt in the early stages of the Bradford-Northampton League Two playoff final yesterday. Same again here today. And Marek Stek's kick. Byron Webster. And Dean right underneath it. Now the first chance for Sam Foley, a naturally two-footed winger who loves to cut in and get the ball on his right foot. Excellent block there by the skipper, Tony Craig. We understand from the touchline that McAllister may well have broken his nose in that early collision. Oh, and it's an opening goal! What a start! Madden, after just 6 minutes, gives Yeovil the lead. And the team that scores first in this final usually goes on to win.
Well, we hardly saw Paddy Madden in the semi-finals against Sheffield United, but this is what he's capable of. And it's a brilliant finish with the outside of his boot. He just takes his time. He just takes another second or two to assess the situation. And he doesn't go for power here. He just guides this into the far corner. But in the early stages of a playoff final, to have the composure, that is quite brilliant. To beat a keeper of Simon Moore's quality from this type of range with the outside of your foot is outstanding. Great first touch, no panic. Top finish.
And the man that Gary Johnson has described as the signing of the century has given his team a dream start at Wembley.
When that ball broke to Paddy Madden, the natural thing to do is put your left foot through it. You can see how confident he is in his right foot, the outside of that right boot. It's just all about composure. We've seen it throughout the season. He's a top goal scorer, but at Wembley, on an occasion like this, to score a goal like that, outstanding.
He had gone 6 matches without a goal before today. What a moment, what a venue to end that drought.
There's a player that I certainly thought could affect this playoff final, but he's not been in the greatest of goal-scoring form. But how about this? He adjusts his body to have the confidence and the ability to score a goal from this type of range. He's the one player that Yeovil would want on the ball in this type of area, but still he has an awful lot to do. He's got a great goalkeeper to beat. He absolutely buries it. Terrific finish.
Forrester. Cleverly done by Forrester. I don't know whether he was trying to catch out the goalkeeper or find Trotter at the far post. There's Upson. Brentford player stopped then, expecting a free kick. McAllister. Upson. Calmly done there by Yeovil. Here's Foley. He's got away from Logan. He's got Hayter in support. Brilliant run this from Foley. Hayter near post. Madden was in the centre, and that run has earned a corner.
It's fabulous work. It's a bit of respite for Yeovil as well, but it was Shaylin Logan who got caught up the pitch. Acres of space there where the right back should have been, but Sam Foley does ever so well. Very nearly runs the ball out of play, but keeps his composure, delivers a dangerous cross, and it's better from Yeovil.
2 corners for them in quick succession in the closing stages of the half. Upson will take this one. Goalkeeper struggling to get through that crowd of players, and did that cross the line? The linesman, I think, has indicated a goal. Yes, Yeovil have increased their lead. Hayter with a telling touch. The celebrations begin again.
Well, we see this time and time again in football. A team can dominate, can have the ball and have maybe half chances, but if you don't defend well from set pieces, you can be punished. Is it Dan Byrne who heads this ball back across goal? And it's way over the line. Shaylin Logan does his best, but it's obviously over the line. They just keep it alive. The previous set piece, they just kept the ball in there. Just unconvincing defending. Goalkeeper and Tony Craig don't deal with it. And once that ball bounces, Brentford have got big problems, and that is a massive goal in the context of the game.
Well, James Hayter, the last Yeovil player to touch it, certainly got 2 goals when Yeovil beat Brentford 3-1 back in August, and he scored another crucial goal today. Moore had to clear quickly there. We let that challenge go. Diaguraga. Forrester. Did well. This looks promising. Trotter's header.
Well, the keeper makes it look maybe a more difficult save than it actually is. There's no real power in it. The keeper reads it as well, but this is better from Brentford. Get the ball wide, get decent crosses in, get your centre forwards on the end of things, but it's a comfortable save from Steck. He sees it all the way. It's one for the cameras, really.
Yeovil have a free kick, just what they would have wanted in the final seconds of the half. Some more screaming advice to his defenders. He delivers all the way along the ground and easy for the goalkeeper. We need more attention on that injury, facial injury, I'm sure, during half-time. Well, I don't know if you believe in omens, but Yeovil Town will go back to the dressing room that Wigan Athletic used here on their great day in the FA Cup final, and they're in an even better position. Dan Burn will claim that second goal, even though James Hayes took a swing at it. And no question, of course, about who scored the first. Paddy Madden with an excellent finish to give Yeovil the perfect start and the perfect end to the first 45 minutes. It's Brentford 0, Yeovil 2. Well, as you rightly say, Manchester City, the only team to turn around a scoreline like this, and they needed extra time and penalties to seal their victory back in 1999. Now Edwards. Burns clearance under pressure. Yemi. Donaldson. This is his first opportunity to get into the penalty box with menace. And he's earned a corner.
Well, Byrne does really well, but this is better from Brentford. This is what they need from Clayton Donaldson. Get him on the ball, using his pace, using his power, maybe getting crosses in, but at the very least getting set pieces.
Both teams in this second half attacking the goal where the majority of their fans are gathered behind. Dean, it's in. Just what Brentford ordered. A goal early in the second half.
Well, this final is absolutely wide open now. This is exactly what Brentford would have wanted. Uwe Rosser would have said to his team, let's start fast. If we get an opportunity, let's take it. And it's far too easy. Harley Dean just drifts away from Yeovil defenders. There's nobody near him, but it's still not an easy header. He's got to generate plenty of power. And Marek Steck is a big goalkeeper, but the keeper's moving to his left and just can't get back to his right. It's a really, really confident header from Harley Dean. And this final wide open. Brentford right back in it.
For Forrester. Logan. It's an impressive run by the right back. And Yeovil under real pressure now.
Yeah, it's worrying for Yeovil. They're starting to back off as well. They're on the edge of their penalty area. When Forshaw picks this ball up, no one goes out and engages him. They need to start getting in the faces of these Brentford forwards.
The goalkeeper just managed to keep it out. Donaldson thwarted.
This is where they want Clayton Donaldson, though. It's quick thinking from the corner. Good ball in. Donaldson does well, uses his strength. I'm not sure how Bradley Wright-Phillips doesn't score. It seems to come off, actually, a Yeovil defender on the line. There's Jamie McAllister on the line. That's why Bradley Wright-Phillips is saying it's a corner, but really, he should be scoring from there.
Ray delivers long. Dawson loses possession. Forshaw slides it in. He gets the return ball chance. And the goalkeeper got lucky there.
Well, Steck actually, I think, does really well because this ball comes through one of his defenders' legs. It's not easy for him to see it. It's all about his positioning. It's not a glamorous save at all, but it could prove to be a crucial save. Forshaw sorts his body out. The ball actually comes through the legs of, is it Byron Webster, the centre-half, who comes across. Not easy for Steck to see this as well, just to stay on his feet long enough to make the save.
They'll have an injured player as Ayling makes progress down their right and finds Kevin Dawson. Dawson goes down. And the referee points for a goal kick.
It's just the way that Dawson went down, but Bidwell was very quick to say that he didn't touch him at all. You see Tony Crane not happy at all. He reckons he's dived, and Andy Durso agrees. He just maybe looking for the penalty rather than actually being fouled. Just shifts the ball, Dawson. A good angle on it here. Does Bidwell get a touch on him? No, he actually doesn't, but he's looking for the penalty, and that's why Craig's upset. There's possibly a little touch on the foot, but you can see it's theatrical the way that he goes down. He does throw himself. The ball is running out of play as well. The referee's probably got that right. Opportunity to look back at the goals we have seen. It was a fabulous start from Yeovil. We expected special things from Paddy Madden, and this is a really special goal, one of the great playoff final goals outside of the foot, top corner. Brilliant start for Yeovil. Very sloppy defensively from Brentford. Three players converge on the ball. Dan Burn, for me, claims it. Put Yeovil in the driving seat, but then sloppy defensively themselves. Yeovil, Harley Dean, solid header. And the tie is wide open.
Well, he's done really well after that smack in the face and a suspected broken nose in the first couple of minutes to last this long. But it's the old injury, strangely enough, that seems to have done for it. Will replace him. He's mainly a central defender. Latvia international on loan from Brighton. Finds Dean. Donaldson the target for him. Did well. Saunders. It's a great ball in. They'll need to relieve the pressure here. And the referee's done that job for them by awarding the free kick. Saunders. Bright, clever little player. Brings Forshaw into it. Out Bidwell. Dangerous cross. Donaldson went for it. And a good save. Very good save. Hayes, who's only just come on, involved in that English-looking Brentford attack, and involved again. No foul. Brentford were expecting a free kick. All they've got is a throw.
Well, it certainly looks a foul, but Marek Steck, it's good appreciation here because Bradley Wright-Phillips doesn't do anything wrong. It's just that the keeper reads what he's going to do, and he's going across. It's a fairly comfortable save. It's close enough to him for him to get his hands to it.
Wasted the free kick rather as Donaldson comes forward, away by Byrne. Can Brentford keep up their remarkable record of late goals? Logan for them, going all the way and very nearly finding the net.
Well, he's been really impressive for me, Shane Logan, bursting forward from right back time and time again. Not really known as a goal scorer, but it just opens up nicely for him as they back off once again. These Yeovil defenders, you can't keep doing that. In the end, he's way off target.
Short. Saunders. Dean. Looking for Donaldson in the box. And he did well to get his cross in then. Steck could only fingertip the ball over for the corner. Saunders with the kick. Well, he's once again escaped his marker, but this time couldn't find the back of the net.
At times he's jumped really well. He's not necessarily the biggest Harley Dean, but he gets above Byron Webster, and that's not easy. He doesn't see the ball until late as it drops over the Yeovil defender's head. He just can't guide it, keep it on target.
6 added minutes. I must say I'm surprised it's that much. Saunders. Forshaw wanted it played short to him, but eventually he picks out Bidwell. They're queuing up for the cross here, which Ayling has cleared, but only as far as Saunders. He has a go.
He's a long way out, but there's just so many Yeovil defenders ahead of him. He can't really pick out a teammate. It's really congested. You see Yeovil just back in numbers on the edge of their own penalty area. They don't really get out quick enough to Sam Saunders. That's what encourages him to shoot. He goes for power, but you've got to keep it on target, work the keeper.
Saunders has done well to keep it and gets his cross in. Wright-Phillips with the shot, well blocked. Now can Madden hold on for long enough here for Yeovil? In again towards Hayes, and all the other red and white stripes gathered around it. He wants to whistle, but it's not quite there yet.
I just wonder what the substitute's going to get booked here, because he's just booted the ball away as he went out of play. He is. Andy D'Urso, no choice.
Williams, the dressing room joker at Yeovil, that's no joke, because it's an unnecessary yellow card. And one final attack to repel for Yeovil. One more attack, one more clearance, and still Andy D'Urso hasn't even glanced at his watch. He has now, and he has blown the whistle to set off Yeovil's celebrations. Just 10 years ago, they were playing in the conference. Next season, Yeovil Town will be playing in the Championship against some of the most famous clubs in the history of English football. And Magic Johnson has weaved his tricks again. A sea of green and white around Wembley. My word, Brentford pushed them all the way to the wire. But what an achievement. What a fabulous achievement by Yeovil. Little old Yeovil, as they jokingly call themselves, will be playing the likes of Leeds United, Nottingham Forest, Middlesbrough, Derby and the rest next season.
It's absolutely astonishing. At the start of the season, Yeovil were actually tipped for relegation. But Gary Johnson steps into that club, has pulled them all together, and this is just quite an incredible story. One of the major football stories of the season, that they've managed to get promotion up to the Championship. It's just an incredible story. Football does is it throws up these major stories. And you've got to give Gary Johnson and his staff all the credit in the world. They have worked tirelessly all season. What an achievement.
Paddy, what a season for you. Your 24th goal of the season and one at Wembley. Just how are you feeling now?
Over the moon. Words can't describe it. We've been top-notch ever since we got here, and I knew the lads had it in them, so we deserve this. Putting the hard work all season, we deserve it.
You went into this game without a goal in 6. Were you due one today? Yeah,
it was actually due. Thankfully I saved it for Wembley, but now it's down to the lads as well, not only me putting the ball in, now they're supplying the ball for me, so I'm buzzing on top of the world at the moment.
Tell us about your goal. What went through your mind when you received the ball?
Well, obviously Sam played it in. I just took a touch, knew the defender was a few yards off me, so to get a yard of space, you might as well have a pop, so just had a pop and luckily it went in.
Marek, how pleased are you for the manager Gary Johnson? He led the team into the Football League 10 years ago, and now he's done this.
Yeah, finally we've done it. After 10 years, we are so proud. The fans is unbelievable. Just look at the crowd. They deserve it. We done our best for the club, so I'm over the moon.
Many congratulations. Marek Steck is the Empower Man of the match. Do the honours, please, Paddy.
Yeah, some key saves from him in that second half, particularly from Adam Forshaw in around about the 67th, 68th minute. But look at these scenes for Gary Johnson. What a wonderful story this is. His son Lee Johnson in the studio alongside myself and Richard Levy, Brentford goalkeeper, and Peter Biggery. Just put into words what this will mean for your old man.
Oh, it's fantastic. Just for the club, for the town, everybody involved. They've worked so hard all year. Obviously, it's against the odds from the start of the season, but they had the relegation odds to start with, and now they're in the Championship. Unbelievable for a club like that.
Yeovil Championship, Peter Biggery. That is some story, isn't it? It's
incredible. Yeah, we've said, we mentioned, about robbing Peter to pay Paul and getting people in and begging and borrowing and what have you, and the budget. But he's an inspiration. He's an inspiration to them fans, but he's an inspiration to his players as well. He gets the best out of what he's got. They have a fluid system that they play to. He encourages everybody to be brave and get on the ball. And sometimes, when you've got a lack of options, that brings you together. It gives you that camaraderie, that spirit, and it's there for all to see. And I tell you what, he's gained a yard of pace. He might have gained a stone, but he's gained a yard of pace. There's a spring in his step there.
Lee, you said this would be his proudest moment if he did it. He's done it. And you'd have to say, looking at that, it is.
It is, without doubt. I'm so proud of him. Obviously, we're all close, and in football, we've got a few people in the family that work in football, and we all pulled together, and obviously, he's done it fantastic for the club and for the whole of Yeovil.
Gary, congratulations. Yeovil Town are in the Championship. How does that sound?
Sounds fantastic, and it's a great achievement for our football club. Everyone that's been a part of it over the last 10 years, certainly everyone that's been a part of it over this last year. I know what it's like to lose here, so commiserations to Brentford. They give it a right go like they would do at Wembley, but we held out, and I thought our supporters were absolutely magnificent. And I thought they'd see us through the second half, and credit to them.
Is this the best day of your managerial career?
It's one of them, and you know, right at this moment, of course, it's the best. But you know, to have 16, 17, whatever it is, 20,000 supporters supporting us, which is a relatively small club on a small budget, then this is what you can do. So if you've got big ambitions for a little man, then you can get this.
No longer little old Yeovil with that sloping pitch at the old huge stadium, and all those memories of great giant-killing FA Cup ties. Next season, they will be rubbing shoulders with the elite teams of the Football League. Andy, it's a truly remarkable story.
It is incredible when you look at that League One. Teams that are in League One, it's so hard to get out of. That's why it's been so tough to get promoted automatically, or even to get into the playoffs. And for Yeovil to get into the playoffs, that was a major achievement. But to see their way past Sheffield United and then to beat Brentford, two sides that would have been fancied to beat them, they stuck together, worked incredibly hard. And I tell you what, they're a good footballing side. And I tell you, the Championship, better watch out, because this team are going to have a fantastic summer. They'll be well prepared when they go into that Championship campaign, and they'll surprise a few teams, I'm sure.
Well, they'll probably sell out just about every single home game as well. The budget, as we've mentioned more than once, is one of, if not the, smallest in League One. So to complete this journey and finish with a trophy is one of the great stories of the season. Chairman John Fry will, I'm sure, be leading the celebrations, getting his hand in his pocket. If not for new players for Gary Johnson and Terry Skibberton next season, then certainly for a few bottles of champagne tonight. Great scenes. Marek Steck, once on the books at West Ham. Luke Ayling, once on the books of Arsenal. When they were allowed to leave those major clubs, maybe they thought their careers were on a downhill slope. They won't be thinking that at this moment, as they look out on that wonderful scene, that scene of green and white at Wembley. And here comes the moment. Congratulations to Yeovil Town, playoff winners 2013, and the newest club to fly the Championship flag. Sleepy Somerset will be wide awake now.
Well, these celebrations are going to go on for a long time. Lee, just put into words what this means for the town of Yeovil.
Everything, I think. Just like I say, they're one promotion away from the Premiership now. I know that sounds obscene to talk about,
but it's the reality.
It's the reality,
yeah.
And where they've come from, sort of, all right, 10 years ago, but 15 years ago as well. And it just gives the whole town such a lift. Like, the economy will be boosted from that, and everybody will walk around Yeovil for a whole year with a smile on their face, and that's how important it is to a town like that.
Well, Peter, it'll be the players grabbing the headlines, Gary Johnson as well, but in terms of some of the people behind the scenes, there's some fairly key relationships there at that club, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, you look, there's Terry Skibberton in view, trusted Lieutenant Darren Weir, another one who was part of the midfield that Lee used to patrol and played against him many times. And that's a familiarity we see about it, how it is a fit for the town as well. But, you know, I think in many respects, only Gary going back there would make sure that Darren and Terry Skibberton in particular, who showed no ego, stepping as a number two to Gary Johnson. You know, such is the trust between them. He was his captain, and that's what it's all about. It is a proper team on and off the pitch, and it's got them to this new level. And you know, it's his extremities. Lee's already touched on it. For them to be in the Championship, rubbing shoulders with the Boltons and the Blackburns next year, it's incredible.
And as Andy Hinchcliffe was mentioning there, Richard, a team who look well equipped in terms of the players they've got at the moment. to do a good job in the Championship.
Yeah, they certainly do. You know, from the times I've seen them, I suppose the word that I'd associate with them is character. You know, and they've got huge character.
It nearly went. It nearly went. But what a moment for Gary Johnson. What a moment for Terry Skiverton as well, and the rest of the backroom staff. This is terrific. They will be playing next season in the league, as Lee said, below the Premier League. Scenes and memories that will live forever in the players and fans of Yeovil Town, who, after beating Brentford by 2-1, are going to be playing Championship football next season. But for the time being, the champagne is flowing and the manager is celebrating. A quite remarkable story at this small club. Gary Johnson lifting the trophy in front of the thousands of Yeovil fans who gathered in the sunshine here at Wembley today. And Lee, you look at standout performers for your father's side today. The goalkeeper was one of them. Who else? Yeah,
there were some magnificent performances out there. I thought Joe Edwards in the middle was fantastic. He just tidied up, worked his socks off. You had Foley, just constant worker, and the two centre-halves all season have been fantastic. Dan Burn and Big Webby. They have put their head on everything, and they deserve it more than anyone out of that squad, because they've been there all season, played all the games, and it's great to see them there sort of taking the limelight.
Inevitably nervy towards the end, Peter, hanging on as you might expect. We expected Brentford to come back, and back they came. But they showed character, didn't they, which they've done all season?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you look at Clayton Donaldson going up front, the two centre-halves, they made the right changes. He occupied the two centre-halves, and that's where they earned the corn. For Yeovil, I thought they were outstanding with the goalkeeper. We said that at the top, they'd have to play well to come out the victors against a very powerful Brentford side.
How will a Paddy Madden do in the Championship?
I think he'll do very well if he continues with the appetite and the hunger. And that's what a lot of these Yeovil players have got, appetite and hunger, a real spirit as well, an energy about them. And there's no such thing as a lost cause. When you looked at, even when he wasn't involved in the game, he wanted to have a bearing. He was doing unselfish runs without the ball and not to get the ball, so that his teammates could benefit as well. And that's what you look at when you're looking at a player. Not just individual ability, but also an attitude and a work ethic.
I guess in many ways that game, in some ways, summed up your season, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It did. We've had several opportunities over the season to break into the top two, and it never quite happened. Obviously, most notably on the final day. And today, I think the gaffer's spot on there. You know, very gracious. Huge credit to Yeovil. What they've achieved is extraordinary. And from our point of view, we did have the chances, and unfortunately, we just couldn't convert.
And he said coming into this game this week that this was, if you like, a juncture for the club in terms of the future of the squad, that there was an awful lot riding on this. Where does this leave the club? Where does this leave the likes of Uwe Rosler?
It's still very fresh right now, so to comment on a lot of that might be tough, but I think the good thing I'll say about this squad in particular is the character that we've got. You know, I don't think anyone's going to go away and complain and crumble. If anything, we'll use this to get stronger. And the positives to take from this season, the last 3 seasons, is that we've improved season on season. So, providing that continues, then we'll certainly be aiming for automatic next season.
Do you know, when there's a sense of belonging, then it settles the nerves? Do we belong in this playoff final against all the odds? Well, when we've got players who are capable of doing this under pressure, taking into consideration what's at stake, well, the answer was yes, and that gave them a great foothold in the game and put the pressure on Brentford, put them out of the stride. And goals change games, and it's so important, like Uwe said there, the first goal, when things are so tight and you've got two teams that there's fine line between them, that was a massive, massive boost.
Lee, final word from you. What kind of nights are going to be down in Yeovil?
Oh, it'll be a good night in Yeovil.
Are you heading down there by any chance?
Well, I'm up here tonight, but I'll certainly be there in spirit, and I'm sure that we've talked about they'll probably sell out a cider down in Yeovil, and it'll be a fantastic night for everyone.